This is episode 5 of Cooncast. My name is Alex Byer, and I've got Claire in my lap. This is week 3 in review. She's about 920 grams, so that's between 2.1 and 2.2 pounds, and she's about 17 inches long. The weirdest signs of growth I've noticed with her is her ears have gotten bigger. Her nose is bigger. Her tail's longer. She used to only have like 4 or 5 bands on her tail. Now she's getting 6 bands, and she seems like she's standing higher. In the beginning, I wasn't recording her height when she stands. I was only recording her length, and that was a huge oversight on my part. Other than that, she's been really playful, a lot more exploratory. And that might not be the right word. She's exploring more is probably a better way of saying that. Anyways, she's grown an attraction towards power cords, USB cords, anything that dangles, she'll try to bite. She's starting to teeth. And when you open her mouth, you can actually see her molars are starting to come in, and they just look like a bunch of white spikes coming through the gums. It's cute until you get bit by them, and then it hurts. She's usually pretty gentle with the fingers, but she'll clamp down on arms and legs because she doesn't know the difference between fingers and other appendages, and that can hurt because especially if she gets like a piece of fat and clamps down, it really feels bad. Hold on, I'm going to just there you go, you can see her there. And coming back. There we go. Yeah, just wanted to show you that she is in my lap, but since she is resting, I don't want to jostle her around or she gets back into a playful mood. And plus, I have to move her in a second when this is done. She's been eating well. She's been pooping better, and I've increased the water in her food quite a bit. And the other day, she went to my mom's to meet her because my stepfather has met her, but my mother hasn't. She did pretty well there. She got a little pissy at the end, but it's a new environment, and after about 3 or 4 hours, it's understandable. So, she played with a dog. I had to scold the dog when we first introduced her to the dog because he's a very kissy dog. And so he came at her all tongue, and he's not a big dog. He's like in between big and medium, closer to the medium size. He's a boxer hound mix, maybe with some lab. I don't know. It was a rescue dog. They're not really exactly sure what the mixture is, but they're pretty positive that one of them is a boxer. So she would chase him around the house, and she was doing pretty well in the playful area. It just took her a little while to come out of her shell, and he's a very affectionate dog, and it was a little much the first time her meeting him. He just came on too strong. So, as I said, it was pretty good. My mom got to hold her. If you want pictures of her, I usually just keep using Instagram because it's easier to upload videos there. You know, there's not that much bullshit. You don't have to worry about the description. You don't have to worry about the YouTube crap taking 2 hours to upload a video, and it's just less of a hassle to post to Instagram, especially since I usually post the 10-second or 1 minute clips there of her sleeping, getting in and out of her feed box, which that's still going strong and is extremely successful. The feeding is fine. I just learned that you can't give her high grain foods like whole grain breads, which is weird. They do better with like white bread apparently. Other than that, she's been fine. She's getting a little bit of an attitude because she's in the teething mode. So the teeth are starting to hurt her, so she's a little snappier. And she's also a little more jumpy. But we're working on that. She's learned not to nibble the ears because since that's all cartilage, when she would clamp down extra hard due to the softness of the ears, and it would be really painful. And now she'll start nibbling them, and I can easily correct her, and she'll stop. The training part has gone stupidly easy. I mean, that's one of the nice things about getting a hyper intelligent animal like a raccoon is they do pick up on stuff quicker, but whether or not they listen is a whole nother story. Like, she was doing great at my mom's, showing off how well she comes when I call her. And she was doing it at greater distances and out of my line of sight. Where before, usually, if I want to call her, I have to be within her vision range. Otherwise, it doesn't work as well. But I was calling her from around corners, in different rooms, and most of the time she was right next to me and wasn't getting distracted. But I think that's more because it was a different environment and she wanted to go back to safety. And when she heard me calling her, that's why. It was still a great show, you know. I think that wraps it up for this week. As I said, not much happened. Everything's starting to normalize. I'm starting to get into the rhythm of all this, and it's not as scary as it was. I've got the feeding down. About 3 months she'll be fully on solids. She does eat carrots now. Before she could only eat peas. That was as hard as she could go food wise, but now she's doing carrots. I've given her one or two cat food pieces, and while she can't eat them in one sitting, she can slowly pick away at it in about 8 tries. So her jaw is developing just fine, and she's doing just fine. I think that's going to wrap it up just because it's now getting rambly and I've ran out of stuff to say. Please subscribe. There's links in the description. I do recommend you going to Instagram to follow her antics because I post there daily. There's 2 accounts. If you want one, I would recommend. I don't know. This isn't me being biased. The Claire account can get boring due to the fact that it's just a picture a day. And the purpose of that account is really just to chronicle growth. Where the RCCRF account has more of the cutesy stuff, like her sleeping, her playing with her ball, and doing stuff like that. I'll usually share a video like that on Claire if it's like a new behavior that I haven't captured before to show development, but usually those cutesy videos tend to stay on the RCCRF site instead of the RCCRF_Claire. As I said, the links will be in the description. So please subscribe, like, comment, ask any questions, and until next time, be well.